New to the Street does welcome today Chris Cleverly, the CEO of KamPay, who will talk about the company's ecosystem, its token, how it's growing, and how it's changing Africa's economy for the good. So Chris, welcome. Great to have you here. I loved reading about the company and all the potential that blockchain and tokenization has. So just give us an update on what KamPay is doing.
Well, look, it's exciting to be here. So, it's great to be able to get the voiceover from Africa and bring it out to the globe. And it's great that you're taking interest in what's happening on the ground out there. Our purpose with KamPay has always been about creating a ground-up solution. So often you get people creating these cryptocurrencies and then bringing them out as technologies and hoping that people adopt it. We've very much gone from an adoption story into a mass adoption story. So at the moment we're in a beta process, but beta to us really means we've got our product out being tested and used by tens of thousands of people, mainly in Zimbabwe at the moment. We're ready to start our launch out in Cameroon and get the product out there as well. And we're working with teams on the ground who are constantly testing it and getting our technology being used. It's quite easy for us because there's a need, so it's not like we're creating technology in a laboratory and we hope that at some point, someone's going to discover us and we're going to find it. And, while that's happening, our tokens are going through the roof. Our tokens have a need, they create liquidity for real people in real situations.
Mm-hmm. Well, and explain how it works. Is this a peer-to-peer payment system, or what? How does it work exactly?
So look, it's essentially a payment system.
Okay.
It's for countries that lack strong currency and require liquidity and have difficult interest rates. So a lot of what we do is we try to disintermediate interest rates so that, a farmer in Zimbabwe, his interest rate can be as high as 10% a month. Which means that he can't grow anything, and so therefore he has a subsistence growing lifestyle. But if he uses our token, then he can go and buy inputs at a reasonable price in a reasonable way. He can grow stuff, and then we help him sell it, and then he can do all that on his mobile wallet. And we create a mobile wallet scenario in which we obviously have our currency as well. So if you think about a wallet, payment gateway, things you can do, services that make it interesting, and stuff that's useful, but with a real thing about, being able to cross borders and do cross-border trade, create liquidity, buy things that they need, not be too depressed by inflation, because we can work in a system that stands outside of the centralized economies. So decentralization is our story at its core.
Well, and a couple of things I've heard about blockchain in Africa is that, first of all, it's a very young population. So they're kind of embracing new technologies, but then also they don't have these deeply entrenched financial systems like you would see in the US or something. So they're kind of a little more nimble in terms of adapting this new technology. Brilliant. Is that what you're finding?
You know a lot, so I'm impressed by that.
I've done a few interviews, yeah.
Well, that would be true. So, when you look at even, let's say, older technologies, of the sort of Web 2 variety, things like payment gateways that were mobile money. Mobile money was first adopted in Africa. It was first actually created, built, developed through M-Pesa, which was a system in Kenya that grew to become, I think, 10 times bigger than the nearest bank and dwarfed everything else. It was some 5 to 10 years later that America adopted the same thing, and mobile money became popular in America. So Africa was almost a decade ahead of America in that kind of adoption, because there was no legacy groups trying to prevent it from happening. There was no banking system that was trying to block it. And there was a genuine need. So when you're banking the unbanked, you can't say you can't have a bank. They'll take what they get and they'll use it. So this cryptocurrency is an incredibly useful tool. Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin trading, it's bigger in Africa than it is anywhere in the world. The only country that trades Bitcoin more than Nigeria, for example, is the United States itself. So it's more than China, France, Europe, whatever. It's an extraordinary statistic.
Yeah. Now, is this also because so many mobile devices are around, so that technology has enabled this to happen as well?
I think so. There's never been a fixed line system. So you've never had, people using phones that were fixed. There's always been this, this sort of fluidity around use of phones. Smartphone adoption has been very, very fast. But we accept within that not everyone has got a fast system to use smart technology. And so what we've created, let's say 80% of the population in Africa now has a phone, a mobile device. About half of those are still on what we call feature phones, which are the non-smart ones. And so what we've done is we've created this technology which uses what we call USSD, and it allows feature phones to actually be able to trade, use, and store off-chain, but store cryptocurrency and blockchain services, which means that now everyone's included. So that's a real massively inclusive technology that's going to bring potentially financial inclusion to tens of millions of people.
And then can people use KamPay to buy a cup of coffee or groceries or something like that? So they can just use it for everyday needs?
Yeah, I mean, what we do is we partner up with existing gateways, and as well as build our own. We take up our crypto wallet, we put it with their existing mobile wallet, and then we allow that fluidity to go between the two. So when you need it, you're able to go into the local currency or into a dollar economy. When you don't need it, you can stay in the KamPay. When you want to use KamPay for other services and for deductions and discounts and loyalty programs or whatever it is you want to do, you can sit in the KamPay as well. As time goes on, merchants will become more and more used to using KamPay, and we're finding that they're more open to using it as an addition to. We're not there to usurp fiats, we're there to supplement.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's also a social feature as well, right? Okay, explain that.
Well, that's what when I earlier said, where we come from is we're about creating some kind of a ground up revolution. It's not an imposition where we're just going, we're great, we're coming to your country, take this. So we work with cooperatives, which are farming cooperatives in country. We give out seeds and seedlings, and we've done a massive program of sensitization with that, because alongside that, we can then do our financial education. So we can teach people about KamPay, we can teach people about cryptocurrency, the importance of blockchain, what it's going to come and what it means to them by actually tying it to something that they have to use anyway. So we take along seedlings that become fruit and vegetables, and in areas like Zimbabwe, there's a big need. And so on a very, very basic level, we become integrated within the community, and we're already doing good, and we're coming from the right place. And we think that's really important. Cryptocurrency was really developed as a way of creating. Do you get me there?
You went away there for a second. That's okay. We can edit it out. Do you want to finish your thought?
Yeah, I'll just finish my thought. So cryptocurrency was really created out of a way of dealing with crisis and deep financial crisis. Well, people all over Africa are in deep financial crisis all the time, and so there's a real need to do that. And it doesn't matter whether it's gender equality, it doesn't matter whether it's financial inclusion, it doesn't matter if it's about creating food security, unless you've got that basic means of currency in which you can deal with people from place to place, then none of those problems are ever going to be solved. So inherently, cryptocurrency should be about solving social issues. Mm-hmm.
So tell me about this year. Like, what are you looking forward to? What kind of things are on the horizon for KamPay, and what kind of important milestones are you looking for in 2020?
Well, the big milestones are the big numbers. So this year about big numbers. So we've done our trials, we've worked out what's important, we've spoken to people, we've gathered more and more intelligence and data, and we know what we need to do. We've now got very big deals with very big semi-telco companies that are involved in payments, like YouMe, which has 9 million plus customers in Cameroon. We're working with Campe, which is a market-leading payment gateway in Zimbabwe, with big numbers. It's no secret that I'm also president of a company called Tingo. Tingo Inc. has 10 million customers in Nigeria, and is a very successful group working with farmers across the whole region. So we're going to be integrating a lot of what KamPay is with those systems. That's the big hope, that's the expectation, and that's something you can rely on.
Okay. Well, please come back and give us an update when you get all that going. That would be great to hear about it.
You knew about Africa. That was great. I'll be back.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you so much.
Okay.